Hello and welcome to Nomad's World. We're going to play 7 Days to Die. I'm going to start a fresh world here. I have played a few days worth of the game. I have never done a 7-day horde yet. I keep dying like to wolves, dysenteria, or whatever the thing that gives you diarrhea. Um, I just make rookie mistakes, but it's because it doesn't really give you a lot to go on. So it's been really fun so far. Some of it is making me a little nervous, but I think we're gonna do pretty good here. First couple of times I played, I was just kind of trying to figure it out, not really worried about it. Then the last time I was playing, I was being real careful and cautious, and I was gonna take my time, and I ended up accidentally drinking some murky water and getting dysentery again. So, um, with that being said, we're gonna start a new game, and we're gonna call this Nomad's World. We're using a random gen based on the seed, and we're doing survival single player. Okay, now uh, game 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 mode. You got over on the right here. You've got survival multiplayer and survival single player. And then over on this one, you've got a preset map or a random gen. We're going to do the random gen just because I don't want to play with something that's where I already know where everything's at. I haven't actually played it, but we're gonna do random and just go with it. Um, Now I've already done Nomad's World once, so it's probably gonna spawn me in a place that I am already somewhat familiar with. It says here randomly generated zombie apocalypse world with a central city. So it sounds like there's going to be one city. Now, we're going to play, I want to say this is like an infinite world, but there may be a boundary, but we'll find out. Difficulty settings. I've got it set to the easiest, daylight, the longest daylight possible. Zombies never run. We're going for rookie settings here. I'm not sure. Persistent profiles must keep their profile they first connected with when set to on. So off allows you to change your player profile. I'm not sure what exactly that is. But I do have a you got a profile you got set up where shows what your character looks like and everything like that. Plus all your username and account stuff. So daylight cycle. This is real time. So a 24-hour cycle in game is actually 2 hours real time. All right. So that is the highest it can go. It gives us extra time to actual play time. So you could set up challenges to yourself. You got difficulty setting here that you can get pretty crazy, or and you could set the daylight length down a little bit. You could let the zombies run so that you can make your settings more and more challenging throughout the game, which is really nice. We're obviously going to go with basic just until we're familiar with the game, and then maybe in season 2, we'll up it a little bit. Block durability 100%. Now this I hate the fact that there we go. Modifies the hardness of every block in the world. If you increase hardness, then you and the zombies will do less damage to blocks and mining is slower. We're just going to leave that at 100%. Alright, we're not going to make it easier. We're not going to make it harder. We just want it to, it really doesn't make any difference. Obviously, if I've got something already built, then hey, make it harder for them to chop it down. But then it's also harder for me to do my mining. So we'll just leave that one alone. Loot abundance. Oh yeah, we want lots and lots of loot set to on. Um, and loot respawn time. If you put it to disabled, I think that means loot won't respawn. So we got it to set it to 5 days. That way, anything that we loot from, you know, cars and buildings and whatnot, as long as we're, I think it's as long as we're far enough away. Let's see, number of days for loot to respawn if there are no players around. Okay, so like if I go, if my base is close to or far enough away from a town, and then I go in, I clean out the town, you know, and then I stay away from the town for 5 days. All those chests and everything will respawn. Doesn't mean the buildings will repair themselves. It just means that any chests or desks and whatnot will have new loot in them. So that's useful. Obviously, that'd be basically a once a week thing. Meaning the game is based on 7-day increments. All right. The 7th day, every 7th day, there is a blood moon horde. So zombies come from, you know, wherever you are, they're going to come for you. All right. And so you have 6 days to basically prepare. And each week they get stronger. All right. So I believe that's up to like level or day 49 is what I've heard. After that, it kind of becomes kind of the same, but I have a feeling that's just people are used to, you know, and they've had enough time to build up their bases, and it just becomes really relatively easy at that point. So we're basically going to just, you know, we're just going to try and get to the 7-day horde, and then beyond that is gravy. Drop on death. Now you can drop everything. You know, when you die, you're either going to drop everything, drop only the 2 belt, only the backpack, or delete everything. Meaning you don't even have a corpse to go back to you know, retrieve your stuff. If you I actually want to. I've since I've died a few times, I know that what I want this to be is my backpack. That way my tools, my weapons are on me. Now, yeah, my armor and everything, my clothes, that's all going to drop. But at least I'll have my club or whatever and some of my tools, and then I can try and get back to my backpack and retrieve everything else. Blood moon count. I believe this is referring to this, that every, you know, every end of the week, every 7th day, how many enemies are going to show up. Well, we're going to set it to just 4. Obviously, if we were serious about this and we had, you know, plenty of experience, oh yeah, let's bump that up, you know. But we'll leave it easy. Enemy spawning. Oh yeah, we want zombies to spawn, obviously. So we'll leave that on. Airdrops. Now, plane every so often. In this case, it's going to be every day. A plane will come by and drop some supplies. Where it drops it, you never know. But it'll show on your map, and I'll explain all the AI, the UI of the game as I can. So we'll leave that. Just haven't actually gotten into one before, because when it had dropped something, it was dropping it out in the middle of a lake, and I couldn't get to it. I tried swimming out to it, and that took forever, and I couldn't figure out how to swim down. So we'll just hope for the best on that. Cheat mode. Oh yeah, we're not going to cheat. We're already cheating by making it as easy as possible. Mark the airdrops. Yes. This I believe, marks it on your map and your compass. So now I'm not sure if it'll drop in different places every day, or if it drops in the same place. If it dropped in the same place, that seems a little self-defeating, because you could build a base right there, and be just collecting drops. The drops aren't necessarily always super great, but I've seen a couple people on videos that have gotten decent ones. So, and let's see, what else? That's about it for this. We're going to. Originally I was playing in full screen, but it basically has like this window right here, and it just stretches a black screen off each side. So this is the size of the window to play in. Unfortunately, I would like to see it get a little bigger, but I don't believe that's possible. So we're gonna get in there. It takes a little while for it to load, so I'll be right back after it initializes and gets all loaded. Okay, it does take a few minutes. Alright, we're back, and it is finished loading. It's building the environment. That might take it a minute. It took about 3 to 4 minutes to get it fully loaded, and this is just the first time because it's basically building the world. When you go to continue the game later on, it basically is a little bit faster. So basically you get this little you got this compass up here, you got your day, your time. The time to watch for is 2200 hours, that's 10 o'clock, until 4 in the morning. That is basically when it's the zombies are a little bit more active and hunting for you. And that's not including the 7-day horde time. Down here you've got your stamina and your health. You start off at 100. If you die, you will lose 10 points on your maximum. These can be built up to 200, and I'll get into that. Here's your hotbar, and these are they're not tied. I thought they were tied into, oh, maybe it's because I got this window open. So here's the up here you can see that I'm running alpha 16.4, beta 8 or B8, I don't know what that is. So that's the version I'm playing right now, and so let's get started. Dear friend, the wasteland can be an unforgiving place. You look like you could use some help. Enclosed is a short guide to help you survive. If you complete it, we just might take in a new citizen. The White River Settlement. It's real and it's safe. Good luck, Noah. So you hit continue, and you get a quest. This is where your quest will be listed. Now, other than the starting quests, there are some other quests that you can find and pick up and do, and they will appear here, but there's not that many so far. It's just randomly you find quests. Basic survival is your active quest. The quest status is displayed in the objective tracker in the upper right. For more information on quests, access your inventory and navigate to the quests menu. Let's hit continue. Alright. Moving around, same as most other games. On your keyboard you have the A, S, D, and W keys. So forward, backwards, that's W, S, A, D. Alright, you can look around. You can move in the direction that you're facing. Alright. Same with backwards. So your cursor direction, the way you're looking, that is your the direction you're going to be moving. Now we're in a cold biome here, so we're going to end up moving here in a little bit. Let's activate. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so with that little window closed, your keys on your keyboard will activate different hotbars on your tool belt. Okay, so that's your tool belt down below. So 1 through 8 is your toolbar. So and then if we go tab, we can see our inventory. I'm not sure what these ones are yet. This gives you a lot of information. I would definitely read this. Left click to inspect an item, recipe, or active effect. Left click to and hold to and drag to take a stack. Left click and drop to or swap a stack. That's pretty standard. Right click, hold, and drag to take half a stack. Alright, so left click, right click. Right click, so if I have a stack of items, and let's go back. Can we get that back? Okay. Right click to drop one item at a time. So if I pick up an item, so I right click, hold, it picks up the item, and then I can right click to drop one item. So if I have a stack of 10, it'll drop one, and I can split up. I know there's some other options for like taking half a stack and whatnot, but haven't really gotten into that. In fact, each of these keys here, or each of these menus, or they each have a key associated with it. I'm not familiar with all of them yet, but we're gonna show you the main. I'll show you the main ones. Tab to open this here. This gives you what you can craft in your own inventory, and you can break it down into what your basics, building resources, ammo, weapons, tools and traps, cooking, food, science, clothing, and decor. Alright, this is your favorites. We're going to favorite this. Bedroll, campfire, and let's see, scrap frame, stone axe, and wood bow. Alright, and then if we go here to favorites, you see how it's colored different. If I go here, there, so the basics, favorites, will show you everything you've got favorited. Okay, now you're gonna make lots of these, so other than the bedroll, so it's useful to have these. They'll also show you what you need, what item you need, what it looks like in your inventory, how many you need, and how many you have. It also gives you information about the item itself. Alright, tells you how long it takes to make one. You can make one at a time, or you can maximum make as many as you can, and then the craft button. There's a few other options that pop up in here depending on what you've got selected. Alright, so like this is the land claim block. It tells you information like how much the base cost is, how hard it is, maximum load. This is structural integrity. Okay, I'm guessing that like if you figure 320 pounds is what it can have on it. This item itself weighs 20 pounds. It's made of iron, forge weight. I'm not exactly certain what that is, and miscellaneous crafting. So it tells you, I'm guessing this is what crafting menu. Miscellaneous, take that off. Let's see, this is a land claim block. And okay, probably don't have the recipe for it. You don't have all the recipes to start off with. There are things to find, schematics. So you can also scrap items. Like this is made out of iron, so I could scrap it and I would get a little bit of iron from it. We're not going to do that. We're going to move this stuff into our inventory. Because we don't need it right now. And we're going to take a look at the first quest. First quest says craft a bedroll, gather plant fibers. We need 20 of them. We have 0. The way you do this is this grass, these little bushes and whatnot. You just left click And as you can see in the lower right hand corner, it shows what we're getting and how many we're getting. Alright, so we'll just gather up 20 of these. Okay, now we've got enough. So craft a bedroll. So we're going to go back to our crafting. We've already got the bedroll favorited, so it's right there. And we have what we need, so craft. Takes 20 seconds. You can click on it to... Oh, okay, this is your crafting. I remember now. This is your crafting. You can hit cancel, and you'll get your resources back. I don't know if you get all of them back or if you just get a percentage back. Alright, and then we're going to take that, put that there, escape, and we want number 1. White bar, or white block, means you can place it there. If it was red, like that, that means you can't place it there, obviously. So it's similar to a lot of other games. And if you have a land claim block set down somewhere, and you're within radius of that, this white block would actually be green. Alright, and we'll get into land claim blocks later. Alright, so we've set down our bedroll. We're going to actually just pick it up and get our next quest. Gather 2 plant fibers, gather 2 wood, gather 4 small stone. Okay, so now for the plant fibers, you hit the left mouse button. For other stuff, you hit the E to pick stuff up. Alright, so we're gonna find some stone. Now, one thing you should be aware of, there is a time, I've heard people say that if you don't go too far from your start spot, stuff won't spawn. Alright, so you'll be nice and safe in this spot. I have a feeling that that's a little inaccurate. I think that's actually stuff won't exactly spawn like real close to you usually, unless you're like in a building. Then they could spawn next to you. But for something like this, I think they spawn a little ways away and you just don't see them. But I think the first few hours, I'm not sure how many hours, but I think that it's actually hours that you're safe from the zombies, and then they start to spawn. So it could be that this spot here is, you know, this general small area is a safe zone, but you don't get any indication that you've traveled outside the safe zone or that you're going to. So that's what kind of makes me think that it's actually time based, and I've heard somebody else say that, and so it made me think, okay, this bush here, if I left click, I actually get wood. Alright, so this is plant fiber, plant fiber, plant fiber, and this is wood. Alright, you also can get wood from this tree. You can punch it. As you can see, its durability goes down, but it takes a bit to get some decent wood out of it. Alright, so I just take a couple of the little plants, and, you know, nice and easy. And so now we can craft a stone axe. So we're going to hit the tab key again, and stone axe, and we only want to make 1 craft. That only takes 5 seconds, and we're going to put that in our number 1 hotbar. Now, some other keys I know of. B is for checking some of your stats, like these are your protections, I believe. You know, protection from like bashing, I think it is, slashing, fire, radiation, electrical, your temperature, and wetness. Okay, I'm not sure exactly on these. I believe these are protections. So as you make clothes, you can get different stats, and they'll raise these up. Okay. I have no idea if you can actually craft something that gives you 100% protection from radiation, but we really don't have to worry about radiation right now. This says the exact same thing as it had said before. This is what I look like. This is my profile. So anytime I start a new game, this is what I'm going to look like to start off with. Obviously, I'm basically naked because I just woke up. Headgear, eyewear, face. So like, what do they call that? It's the mask thing that goes in front of your face for like when it's cold or dusty type of situation. Overcoat, chest armor, shirt, gloves, leg armor, pants, and footwear. Over here we have your stats. Now, okay, the currency in the game is dukes. Now there is dollars in the game, but they're really not worth anything other than as a paper source, and you can sell them to a trader for a little bit of dukes. Dukes are basically a little casino coin token, and that is the currency of the game. So right now we have 0 because we basically start off with almost nothing. We are level 1 right now, and you can see that level right here. And our wellness is 100 out of 200. That's the maximum wellness. Okay, that's the red bar. So that's like your health. Okay. Right now we are at 100 out of 100. Okay. Doing certain things, eating certain foods, just taking care of yourself will slowly raise this up to a maximum of 200. It's not a regen bar here that just is going to go up to 200. It's stuff you have to do in order to get it up to 200 to give yourself the benefit of having an increased health pool. So we have 100 out of 100. Now this will regen. So this will stay at 100 here, but this is your health bar. This will be the, as you get injured, it'll go down, and then as you take bandages and whatnot, it'll go back up to 100. This indicates our food status and our water status. So obviously 0 is bad, 100% is good. I don't know if it's actually 100% is actually good for you. Maybe there might be a little penalty for being like over full or something like that, but I haven't seen anything like that. Here's what the temperature feels like. It feels like it's 52 degrees basically. This is a very important thing to keep an eye on, because if it gets cold, which you would think that I would be getting, that it's 52 degrees and I'm standing in snow, and the wind's blowing, that just doesn't make sense, but that's fine. Okay, so B, and I think of B for body, alright, not character, it's for your body. So what your body stats. So that's an easy way to remember that. Zombies killed, how many times, or this might be how many players you've killed. Yeah, this is how many players you've killed. This is how many times you've died. This tells you how far you've traveled. So if I was to just walk back and forth in the same spot, this would continue going up. It's not distance from spawn point. Items crafted. So these are just kind of little, numbers just to kind of give you, some stats, kind of an achievement thing, longest life. So if I die, it'll start over, or well, it's counting up. So, and this is in real time. So if it got to 50 and then I died, and the next time I died was at 40, it would still say 50. That is my understanding of it. I don't really pay attention to that. I don't really care about how many items I crafted, the distance I've traveled. I don't really care about how many times I die. The thing we're going to do here is we're going to play until we die. When we die, we're going to start over. I may start out, I may delete this one and start over another Nomad's World. I may start another random. I might go to that pre-generated map. We'll see. So I've got a stone axe now, and we need to collect 35 plant fibers. We got 16. We're going to use our stone axe. And as you can see, I'm getting like 1, 4, 2, 2. Might be based on the plant itself. There's 4. Okay, now if I go to 2, go to my hands, 2, 4. So it really doesn't make any difference on that front. We'll go ahead and... You're going to want to, when you're just getting started, you're going to want to collect every stone that you can grab. Lots of plant fibers, lots of stone, and lots of wood, okay? Those are the huge resources that you're going to be using at first. Later on, you start mining, and you'll get more stone that way. Let's see, is there a... I can use the axe, and I can get wood out of this tree. The durability goes down faster. I get more wood. Stone. Is there a stone block around here? Takes a little while to get used to the different keys. If you hit the control key on your on the left of your keyboard, you'll go into crouch mode, which puts you being quieter. So if I up here, this would be quieter. See the difference? And so you're less detectable. Let's see. Oh, there's some stone over here. If I hold down the left shift key while I'm running, I can run. Okay, if I hit the C key and hold it down, I'm also in a crouched mode, but the moment I release it, I stand back up. So that's useful. That way, if you panic, and use the C key. Don't crouch. If you just hit the control key, it'll put you in a permanent crouch until you hit it again. All right, and as you're crouched, you can move, but you're going to move slower, and that's not cool unless you're trying to be quiet. Now, did I see I thought I saw a bird's nest. I guess I didn't. We'll find a bird's nest here in a little bit. Snowberries. That's a useful food. Don't eat too many of them because they can make you sick. But it's not a bad thing to pick up a bunch of them. Stone. You can use your axe. You can see I'm getting a variety of things from this. Let's go to our menu. I got some lead, I got some coal, I got some iron, and some stone out of it. Alright, so you can get, in one spot, just basically this is like the trees, Let's cut down a tree so you can see what that looks like. Goes pretty quick, but notice our weapon set, or our axe says 25. That's our skill level, or like the level of the tool. All right, and the little bar at the bottom is kind of brown tannish right now. That is the durability of the tool. So when that's gone, of course, your tool will break. Notice that my stamina is going down. I've never been hit by a tree and taken damage, so I don't know if that's an actual issue. Let's do a... Oh, there's where I saw that. Okay. To search items is letter E on your... So just like picking stuff up. But this will open up whatever you're looking for. Um, and what was the take all? I can't remember now. There's a take all button, but I'll look that back up. And then you could destroy the bird's nest if you wanted, you know. And I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I don't, you know, if you were gone for 5 days and come back, if that bird nest would be respawn or would not be there. I always leave them because that way 5 days later I'm probably going to get some more feathers out of it. And feathers are very important early on in the game to make arrows. And I'll show you what this stone looks like when it breaks up. It broke up pretty good. Then you've got like 2 or 3, it looks like this chunk and this chunk. There's, I think there's 2 chunks here. So if I took this down, it would disappear, and then this, and then when I could do this one, and it'd disappear. So I could get a lot of stone out of those. All right. This is snow. All right. With a shovel, I could get more. You can go up here and get shovels, or with a shovel you can dig up snow, which you can then use on a campfire and make, if you've... No, I thought I heard the plane. You can make bottled water if you have bottles, which we have 1 bottle, so when we drink that it'll be empty, and we'll take some snow and turn it into another bottled water. So water-wise, this is a great place to be. However, it is colder, so you need some protection. I don't know if that's a building over there or just a rock formation. So birds' nests. Here's a trash pile. All right, and there's different kinds of trash piles, but they're just different graphics. But you can search this, and hey, there's some cloth. Cool. W to take, and we'll leave that because if we're ever back this way, it might respawn. Now we probably won't be coming through here and be worried about this stuff. It's the best thing is when you've got towns and buildings that you don't just destroy anything that is a container type item, because it could have more stuff in it 5 days from now. Now if you look over here, you can see a border here. They have biomes in this game. So this is obviously a snow biome. Temperature isn't B. Temperature still, still feeling like 52, so we're pretty good there. That looks like it might be a kind of a desert biome or plains biome. We'll head over there in a minute. They also have in the forests, they have tree trunks that are stumps. Okay, not well, they're tall. Is that one right there? No, that's just, I'd like to find one. Not seeing one. Let's get up here where we can look around. We need to get our quests done though. There's a little kind of a road there. It's not a main road, it's just a little trail. Don't see any hollowed out stumps yet. Looks like there's another edge of a biome. So that area over there could be really cold. Let's take a look at our temperature. See our temperature dropping? I don't know what that was. 12 o'clock. Maybe that sound is the fact that things are now going to spawn on me. There's a building over there, but I don't want to stay. And there's a building over there. I don't want to stay in this snow area. I don't want to get too far away from it. But let's finish up our quests. And probably what I'm going to do is do this as an instructional, kind of a basic instructional. Because I'm eating up a lot of the game time. So I'll do this stuff, and then the next video I'll basically start over and I'll blow right through it real quick. So we've got our plant fibers, and let's look at recipes for those. That's another option here. You can equip, but we are not looking for use plant fibers as a weapon. You can also drop, but recipes gives you all the recipes that contain this item. So if I was to go snowball and go recipes, I could make boiled water if I had a can and a campfire. It doesn't, shows campfire there. Campfire. Snowball can make snow. Bottled murky water with a glass jar, or bottled water with a glass jar. This shows 1-on-1. Sometimes murky water is useful for, there's a few recipes that it's useful for, but we want, let's see, we want the gloves, craft. We want the pants, craft. The hood, shirt, and shoes. And as you can see, you can craft up to 4 items at one time. And you don't need to be in that menu. You can go out of the menu. And it'll still craft. Those sounds are items that have been completed. Let's, while we're doing this, this stone axe is almost done. See, it's got like almost nothing left. So we're going to take that, we're going to scrap that, which is going to give us 3 stone back in this case. And we're going to go back to our favorites. Make another stone axe. Okay. And we're going to wear these items. So I'm going to hit W. If you click on the item, you can see it says W wear. That completes that quest. Alright, so you have to gather the material, craft the material, and then wear it to complete that quest. Now, next one is craft a wooden club. Gather wood. We need 6. We've already got 6 because we cut down a tree. Keeping an eye out for the zombies. So we're just going to go and craft, let's see, club. So wooden club, we're going to favorite that. And craft it. I'm doing one, not the other. Alright. And we'll put that on our number 1 for our weapon. And we're going to put those, because I like to keep my melee weapon at number 1. The bow, which is what we're going to be doing next, will go here. Then my tools and things like food and water when I need them. Okay, so craft bow and arrows. This is a must for early in the game. You can get by with just pounding away at things with a club, but it's so much. If you get hit, you could get diseased or whatever. Let's take a look at our temperature. 59. Okay, so temperature's going back up, and the reason for that is these items, if you click on them, they'll tell you that they have an installation level of +2 for these things. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's plus 10%, or plus 10 degrees, which it shows you right here. Okay, so our temperature is plus 10 over what the temperature is in the area. So it should go up to like, yep, right there. So it was 51.95 before. Now we've got clothes on. It feels a little warmer. Cool. Okay, so we need wood. We got that already. We need plant fiber. We got that already. We've got some feathers. We've got some small stones. So we're going to craft. If you click on this, turn it off, turn it back on, sometimes it... Oh, and sometimes you have to clear the search because it'll be... You might not see something you're looking for. Craft a wooden bow and ammo. Let's craft all that we can make, which is only 8 because we need more feathers. Oh, craft. Okay. So I hit the maximum, but then I had to hit craft. Alright, bow into our hot slot so we can actually shoot it with it. And these can... ammo stays in your inventory. It doesn't need to be on your hotbar. Okay, it doesn't matter, but just so you know, it does not need to be on your toolbar to be used. However, we select our bow. We then have to hit R to load the bow. Okay, that's the reload button. So if you have a gun and you're running out low on ammo, hit the R to reload it. As long as you got ammo, you're going to be fine. Alright, I think that's it for that. Let's start a base. We're not actually going to build a base. We're just going to fulfill the quest requirement. So we need to do the start a base quest, we need to gather some wood. We've already got enough wood, so we're going to craft a 3 wood frames. Oh, we don't need that favorited. We need wood frame. Wood frame. Favorite. Craft. So there's 3. We're going to put that on our hotbar. And we're going... So we crafted 3. We needed to craft 3. Now we need to place them. Now I don't like how the hand flips up like that, but because it kind of, if you're trying to place quickly like in Minecraft, it can kind of distract you and you get you can end up placing stuff in the wrong spot. So we crafted them. Now we have to upgrade them. Now one thing you can do is if it's just a wood frame, you can hit E to pick them back up. Alright, but we're going to go ahead and place it back down. And what I'm doing to place is I'm using the right mouse button. Alright. Now to upgrade the wood frame, we select our axe, our tool. Different tools do different amount of repair or building. So an axe doesn't really do as good as, say, a hammer, but we don't have a hammer right now. So we're going to right-click. And here's something I was curious about last time I was playing. Notice how it went up 25% at a time? Okay, I'm going to once, 25%, 50, give it a second. Okay, so it doesn't lose durability as you're, if you pause. Now when you do upgrades, it does use up some of your resources, okay? So next thing we're going to do, we're going to take this wood, some of this wood back. And this frame we can't take back, so we're just going to chop it. Notice that down in the lower left-hand corner says 50%. The first one is for water or hydration. The second one was for food. Alright, so that means I'm at 50%, so I'll need to eat pretty soon. Eat and drink. But we're still good for right now. Now, any survivalist will tell you, don't skimp on... save your food, conserve your food, as much as you can, but eat to keep your strength up, but don't skimp on your water. All right, even in a desert or something like that, people have died out in the desert, and they've been found to have a canteen with water in it because they were rationing it. No, don't. You can go just so long without water, but rationing it doesn't solve the problem. All you're doing is your body gets uh, this is fairly realistic on the water thing, that as you don't the more longer you don't drink, the more you're dehydrated, and so taking sips of water isn't going to really it's not going to rehydrate you. It's just going to satisfy your thirst for a moment, um, and you're just going to still be thirsty. You're not taking care of the body's need to be hydrated. So again, it's not about the stomach, it's about the body. um, so that's a survival tip. I go hiking, or used to go hiking, um, all the time, so I picked up lots of stuff. Um, Now, notice that I'm aiming at this, and sometimes I found that aiming at the base of the plant works best. You do have to get within a certain distance. So that's just a matter of getting used to. Uh, all right, I had to cut that video short. It ended up getting a little long, so it ended up being about an hour and a half long. So I'm adding a little blurb here. Cut the video in half. So this was part 1. Go ahead and be sure to watch part 2, and it takes off. It just continues right from where it left off. All right. Thank you.